this game is great, and these things, those are delicious. But I wonder, what would happen if I combined both this thing, that thing, and these into one thing? I wonder. Ow, what the beat was that? I'm shell-shocked. On the PS1? This game came out on the PS1 in September 2001 in America and July 2002 in Europe, and the game has received negative reviews. It was a port of the PC game M&M's The Lost Formula, which I've never played, which was basically a maths game, so you could learn more maths. But this version has no maths, and it's on the PS1, so let's check it out. Get out, Crash 2, because I don't want to play you anymore. Oh no, I want to play M&M Shell Shocked. The story is that don't you even think about judging my use of M&Ms or else I'll kill both you and PewDiePie. Anyway, the story is that red and yellow M&M are going on a vacation until the red M&M finds out that the yellow M&M has left the minis in charge of their factory. And the minis are terrible at taking care of factories, so red says to yellow, "Go and save our factory, you stupid beefing M&M!" And then he's like, "Why? They're not that bad." Then Red is like, "Yes they are, get in there or else I'll kill you!" "I don't want to." Ah! "Stupid yellow M&M, just save them! Or just save our factory!" "Okay." "Don't save the minis, save the factory!" Okay, so the yellow M&M goes off to save the factory, although Red comes along and there's also the green M&M. Oh wait, that's brown. Never mind, I'm gonna eat it. So yeah, that's the story. There's not much story and it's nothing special, but maybe the gameplay is better, and I mean maybe. But first I'm going to eat these 2 1/8 M&Ms. Oh, well, it's not red. So in the game there are a total of 8 worlds each with 3 separate parts, and most of the worlds are practically the same. So if I was to explain this game to you, this game is basically Crash Bandicoot, but, well, you know, with these things. Because why not do anything else? The goal is exactly the same as it is in Crash Bandicoot. Get from point A to point B. But unlike Crash, there are no crystals, no gems, no relics, no nothing, which I'm actually kind of thankful for. When it comes to the controls, the game controls exactly the same as the original Crash Bandicoot, and I mean exactly the same. As in that you only use 2 action buttons and move around. The only difference when it comes to moving around the M&M is that you are allowed to use the analog stick, unlike in Crash 1, so that's cool, I guess. The controls in this game just suck. First off, the movement is so stiff, and second off, moving platforms change how your platforming works, even while you're in the air. It just feels so beeping weird, and it makes platforming so difficult sometimes. This is especially annoying in the later levels where you need to platform a lot, and the game just makes you go flying off the stage, and it's not even your fault, and it's just so beeping annoying. While I will admit that Crash 1 also had bad controls, it still doesn't compare to this game. Just like Crash Bandicoot, this game is boxes, but since I said earlier that there are no gems, breaking these boxes are only really used to collect some of the M&M minis. And if you collect 100 of them, you will get an extra life, which is helpful, especially since this game gets very hard near the end, and I mean very hard. This game suffers from a thing called table, or as I like to call it, table, or taffle if you want to do it the rude way, and that means there are beeping lives everywhere, and taffle means the same thing, just that it's got the rude word and not, you know, beeping. It's got the actual word that's rude. And in case you're wondering, any more games that suffer from table or taffle, you've got Crash 1 through 4 and New Super Mario Bros. 2, which all suffer from taffle or table. You could just call it whatever you want. I prefer calling it table because it's a real word, but taffle just sounds weirder, so I like it more as well. I don't know which one I prefer. Other than your regular crates, there are also these dark red crates, which sometimes contain M&M secret, but they also contain power-ups, but I'll get back into them a bit later. There are also these crates with bombs on them, and they didn't even try. They're the TNT crates from Crash Bandicoot. Heck! In the Japanese Crash games, the TNT crates had bombs on them! And don't you dare complain that I'm using Rapid Cortex, and Rapid Cortex came after M&M Shell Shock because it was in the older Japanese Crash games as well, so shut up! And then we have the Nitro crates from Crash Bandicoot. Oh, I mean the Danger crates. I am so sorry. Seriously, they're the exact same thing as the Nitro crates in Crash games. There's also a bouncy crate in the game, but it looks exactly the same as the one in Crash Bandicoot, only a little lighter, and it only appears once in the game. In fact, it doesn't even appear in the game's manual. And don't you dare tell me that there are pages missing, because I checked. Every single page is here. Every single one. 4 to 13. Every single beeping page. As for power-ups, there aren't that many. There are these M&M ticket pieces, and there's 3 of them in each level. And if you collect all of them, and trust me, you will go to a bonus stage. And let me just say that these bonus stages suck. They're generic, they're slow, they're boring, they just suck. Plus, it's so easy to die in these places. They're just so beeping annoying. In fact, whenever I come to these levels, I literally try and commit suicide as fast as possible just to make them end. If you win, the game will give you some extra lives, but trust me, you get enough extra lives anyway, even if you lose all of them by the time you finish the game. Beep the bonus stages. There's only like 3 of them, and they all suck. There's a hard hat, which is kinda like Aku Aku from Crash Bandicoot, but here's the difference. Once you get hit after using it, you don't lose it straight away, meaning that you can take as many hits as you like before it disappears after you gain it. There's a little time limit after you get hit, and, well, it's hard to explain. You'll understand if you play the game for yourself, which I do not recommend. Then there's the spring, which basically lets your M&M master the art of... And last but not least are the speed shoes, which only appear in 2 levels from my knowledge, which basically turn you into Sonic the Beeping Hedgehog! There's also some driving stages and even a flying stage, but they just suck. Basically, all you need to do is, by using the D-pad, you can, you know, change the angle of your car, but you can also use the analog stick to do that. But who cares? These stages suck, and you can't even speed up. That just sucks. Graphically, the game doesn't really look that good. For a game released in 2001 on the PS1, it really does not look too good. There aren't that many colours, and all the stages look similar, and overall, it's just not that good looking. Every single Crash game looks better than this generic thing, because, you know, they didn't try hard enough when they were making this game, so they just made the graphics simple and meh. The graphics are nothing special. However, the cutscenes actually don't look too bad for 2001. Surely they don't look amazing, but they do look okay. And for what they had for the source material, they're good enough, I guess. Plus, I wasn't really expecting them to be great at all. But hey, what they have is okay, so there's that. And the voice acting's not too bad, so that's also a plus. As for the music, it's actually pretty good. The songs aren't too out of place, and they're just decent. The music is surprisingly good. In fact, there are some tunes which I really like. My favourite song in the game either has to be the theme for World 5, and the theme for the bonus stage where you have to run away from this giant robot thing. As for the sound effects, they suck. They're annoying, and they're just generic, and overall, they are not good at all. The sound effects suck, and while the voice acting isn't too bad for an M&M's game, I mean, what would you expect? It's about beeping M&M's, they're food! It is annoying when you die and when the yellow keeps saying every single beeping time you die. But now it's time to get onto my long list of negatives. Some of them are nitpicks, but others are really annoying complaints. First off, the load times. Let's see how long these load times are. Load times don't really concern me too much anymore, but they will concern other people. And it's not as bad as in, like, the original Black Label PS2 version of Crash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Cortex or the Lego Movie video game on PS3, but these load times are still not good. $30. That's not very good, guys. That's not very good. Especially when you compare it to the old PS1 Crash games. Another thing that's not very good is that everything beeping kills you. And I mean beeping everything. What? What do you mean an AVG and joke? Beep you stupid red M&M, I'm eating you! I'm not doing that joke. Nope, not at all. Another nitpick I have is with the pausing. First off, the music doesn't stop playing. Why? It's annoying. There are tons of things I can name which just explain how annoying this is. And second off, you can't leave the pause menu by pressing the start button. Nope, you have to press the X button. Just look how long it takes for the game to unpause, and I did not edit this at all. 3 seconds! It takes 3 beeping seconds for the game to realise that you unpaused the game. That is pathetic. But this game's worst thing, and one reason why it's awful, are the dreadful physics. This game has some of the worst physics I've ever experienced in a video game. They are just dreadful. You see, when there's a moving platform, when you jump, you do not lose the momentum. Nope, you keep that momentum, and then you go beeping, flying all over the place. Not only that, but this game is also glitchy. Now, I've made a glitch video showing one glitch of this game before, but there are more glitches, and the entire game's physics are a glitch in its own right. This game is just terrible with its physics. They just suck. They suck M&Ms. Is there anything good about this game?
Voila! The power system for the
Well, the cutscenes aren't too bad. They look okay, and overall they're not too bad. I never skipped them, except if it was by accident. And the voice acting's not too bad in them. And overall, the cutscenes are okay, and the music is pretty good. I mean, this is the last world, and it does have some pretty good music. These are the best parts of this giant piece of M&M beep. Well, the music does strangely remind me of SpongeBob, but still good music. But everything else about this game is just a piece of beep. And I'd like to mention that the bosses suck as well. They're just lame, they're dumb, and overall, they're not that good. And for the most part, they're easy, but they still have some cheap moments like this final boss. And as it comes to this game's length, there are 24 levels. But the only reason why it took me a while to beat this game, well, it didn't take me that long, because I beat it like a few months ago, but whatever. it's because this game can just be so difficult sometimes. Seriously, I got to like 50 lives once, and by the time I finished the game, I had 3. And that was after using 1 game over, or 1 continue. You do have infinite continues, but that doesn't make the game any better. This game just sucks. I do not recommend it at all. Overall, M&M Shell-Shocked for the Sony PlayStation sucks! It sucks so much! The graphics suck, the gameplay sucks, the controls suck, the physics are dreadful, the load times are long, and overall this game is not fun. It's just so beeping annoying. While the cutscenes are okay and the music's pretty good, everything else about this game is just so not good. It feels off, and overall, this game receives an F. Not an F minus, because it does have a few redeeming factors, and if it wasn't for the music, it would get an F minus, but overall, it gets an F. And there's only one thing I can do to this game, so let's do it. Ooh, let's turn it on the other side, just so it makes a little more damage. It deserved it, even though most of them missed, but whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. This is Big Bang Bot signing out. Now, will you excuse me, but I've got to eat all those M&Ms. They're so tasty. I'm not going to eat the game, but I'm definitely going to eat the M&Ms. By the way, don't buy this game. It sucks. It sucks, M&Ms!